Drew Washington, the freshman. So Washington with the better speed. And not too much damage here by replacing your 9-hitter and first baseman. A lot of defensive options you can take there. Washington from Bordertown, New Jersey. Played at the Petty School. P-E-D-D-I-E as that one's ripped foul. 13's been lucky today.
Number 10, Drew Washington.
Bilotta, the Massachusetts native, playing at third base today. Good there defensively. Made a couple nice snags. That's too high. Bullpen completely quiet. There are tumbleweeds rolling down that third base line. This is Amber Kelly's show. The ace of this staff. Trying to keep this winning streak alive for Southern Maine. That one's in on the hands and fouled back. Bilotta at the dish. Pressmack on deck. She's been on base all 3 times today. Singled twice. And Danahy also has a single. So the 1-2-3 hitters have been productive. Ringer up, sitter down. Kelly froze Bilotta. She's retired for the first time today. Backwards K, and it was timely. Second out of the inning, second by way of the K. 6 strikeouts today for Kelly. And now Pressmack will bat. The lefty swings through. Weak roller to the shortstop Lux. Good throw over to first in time. And the 6th inning comes to an end. So we go to the 7th out of our scheduled 7. You're in game 1 of the doubleheader. Still 3-3 on the scoreboard. This is the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Alexis Brown.
3 runs on 8 hits with 1 error for UMass Boston. 3 runs on 4 hits with 1 error for Southern Maine. Top of the 7th we go here in game 1 of the double dip. Jess Greenspan fires low and away for ball 1. Alexis Brown leads off, batting in the 9-hole. She's followed by Erin Martin on deck and Brittany Plowman in the hole. 2-run homer by Hannah Kenny against Greenspan tied things up in the top of the 6th. Southern Maine has done well to keep this within reach. Amber Kelly efficient in the circle and getting better. She's gone through 6 complete, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 8 hits. So the Beacons have been denied a few runs. Left a few too many runners on base. Kelly's thrown 105 pitches. Both starters still in the game. And Greenspan will now deliver 112. That missed. 3-1 the count here. Southern Maine threatening. As Greenspan's losing a little control, and there's a leadoff walk. She walked Lux in the 6th, and the next batter went yard. So let's see how she manages the leadoff hitter, Aaron Martin. She's already got an RBI single today. And we'll get a pinch runner into the game. Just like UMass Boston in the bottom of the sixth, they'll replace their 9-hole hitter for some speed on the base paths. This is Sarah Howe, freshman infielder and outfielder.
Pinch running at first base for the Huskies, number 6, Sarah Howe.
Howe from Lyman, Maine. Now we'll see Aaron Martin. Martin, the sophomore infielder.
The right field, number 13, Aaron Martin.
Swinging for the University of Southern Maine. Greenspan checks that wristband. Now she throws. Good pitch, called a strike. Little rise action on that one. 5:09 in the Eastern time zone. First pitch delivered at 3:28. Bunt, right to me. Wind continues to whip across this diamond. It's actually swirling now. If you look in left field, it's blowing left to right. We're sitting behind home plate, and it's blowing from right to left. Between all these brand new buildings shooting up here on the UMass Boston campus. Great time of growth year for UMass Boston. And the UMB softball field right in and amongst all of this construction. Good crowd on hand today here, considering the weather. Baseball in action next door as well. 3-3 the score here. That's blistered back up the middle for a base hit. Played in center by Paulina, station to station hitting. Martin at first. Howe now at second in scoring position. And Brittany Plowman can give Southern Maine the lead.
23, Brittany Plowman.
You could say Plowman is due. Grounded back to the circle in the first, lined out to third in the third, and then popped out to third in the fifth. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. And they'll shift defensively. Well-placed bunt. That'll move up the runners, and is she safe? They're going to say she's gone. It was close. But the throw delivered just in time. Bilotta got her. And just barely. 5-3 on the putout. And now time is called. Natalia Ardagna, head coach in her 11th season for UMass Boston, calls her entire infield around. The outfielders will huddle in center. Critical moment in this game. Southern Maine chipped away, stayed within reach. Beacons had chances to open up their lead, but just couldn't convert. So let's see what happens here. Greenspan will stay in the circle. She's thrown 121 pitches, and she'll face the heart of the order, Courtney Davis. She, too, is 0 for 3 today. The 3-hitter, ready from the right-hand box. Takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Howe, the pinch runner, at third. Martin, the right fielder, at second. First base is open here, so a walk doesn't kill you. 1 out. That's low and away. This is who Ardagna wants in this spot. Her ace in the circle. How much gas does she have left in the tank? That's plastered foul off the front of the dugout for UMass Boston. top of the 7th. In game 1 of these 7-inning doubleheaders. Danahy, Vento, and Tully due up for UMass Boston in the bottom half of the frame. That's the heart of the Beacons order. That missed again, and Greenspan's control has been lacking here in the last 2 innings. No surprise, though, she's thrown so many pitches. Giving the Beacons everything she has. And trying to get the best of Courtney Davis here. The pitch. Fouled away again. Look out just behind us. Another hard kick off the storage shed. Ground ball to the second baseman. They'll go over to first. Runner stays put at third. Good eye there by Danahy. Looked how back to the bag. Bullet dodged, 2 gone. Those middle infielders for UMass Boston have been so good today. Braga included. Now it's Brody Cross. The defending player of the week in the conference is also 0 for 3. The 2-3-4 hitters have been dominated by Greenspan, who runs that pitch low and in. Leadoff walk to Brown. Howe replaced her. Then the single and the productive 5-3 out. Runners at second and third. 2 gone. Top of the 7th. The pitch. Sent high in the air to the center fielder, Paulina. Can she get there? Called off by her right fielder, and the catch is made for out number 3. Southern Maine threatens, but does not score. 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left. We go bottom of the 7th. Beacons can walk it off next. 3-3 the score here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Scheduled for 7 here in game 1 of this Tuesday doubleheader. UMass Boston can walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Amber Kelly back in the circle. The starter has gone all the way, but the first pitch is lofted up foul, and the catch is made for out number 1. Danahy quickly dispatched after 1 pitch, and now the cleanup hitter, Roxy Vento. Vento's been close today. Just missed on a couple pitches. Twice has reached on a fielder's choice. That's high in the air down the third base line, hooking toward the wall, and it's just out of the reach of Kenny and left. Kenny, the home run hitter, went deep for a 2-run shot in the 6th inning to tie us up at 3-all. Vento, the starting catcher, takes 2 high. What a performance by both starters in the circle today. Both north of 110 pitches. That's too low. Greenspan left runner stranded at second and third in the top of this 7th inning. Can the Bats give her the win? That's rolled to the shortstop. Lux over to Brown, 2 down. 4 in a row retired by Kelly, who appeared to be losing some control in the middle innings. She's allowed just 1 hit in the last 3 frames now. Alyssa Tully, though, has 2 runs batted in today. Gets out in front of that one and yanks it foul. One of those RBIs on a hit by pitch with the bases loaded in the 3rd. Foul again. Slams her bat on the ground out in front of a couple pitches there, both off speed. Paulina would be next up. She's on deck. Righty facing righty here. Kelly in the circle trying to send us to extra innings. The pitch. High in sight. That one's laced into right field, and the catch is bobbled there. Out of our eye line, down the first base line, and Alyssa Tully's back on base. I leaned as far as I could to see it, and something happened down there in the corner. Anyway, you slice it, Tully's on base.
Field number 15, Taylor Paulino.
Paulino swings at the first pitch, lofts that one foul down the first base line. Paulina, 0 for 3, reached in the 3rd on a fielder's choice. This is crunch time. 3-3 score, strike call. And it's quickly 0-2. Tully at first. The 6-hitter Paulina digs in here. 3-3 score. Sent into center field, and the catch is made down low at the belt line by Cross. Extra innings upcoming in the front end of this afternoon doubleheader. Stay with us here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning for the Huskies, the shortstop, number 19.
Defensive change in left
Taylor
field.
Lutz.
Kelly Danahy playing there now as extra innings begins. Laced right to her, and it's a leadoff single here for Southern Maine as Taylor Lutz has reached base her last 3 times up. Jess Greenspan, the starter, continues on. They can't get rid of her yet. First pitch is too low to Hannah Kenny, who's been the hero thus far. 2-run homer in the 6th inning, tied things up. Throw it out to second, wide of the bag, and nearly going too far was Lux, but she got away with it. So a stolen base puts her in scoring position. And if this was minor league baseball, she would have already been there. New rule this year in affiliated minor league baseball, international tiebreaker. Runner placed on second base at the start of extra innings. Quick appeal to the middle, and we'll continue on. Lisa Tully now playing at second base. That's where Danahy was before. So those are the changes here. Southern Maine is threatening to start the extra frame. First of 2 games on the docket today. We're in the 8th inning. And that's a walk. Greenspan's put a couple runners aboard here. And could Southern Maine grab its first lead of the day? Amber Kelly, the other starting pitcher, still in the ballgame. Bats in her spot, takes low for a ball. It's impressive how far they've gone today. Greenspan entering this inning with 135 pitches. Kelly's thrown 117. Rolled back to the circle. Off the glove of Greenspan, just barely got it over to first in time. 1-3 on the putout, but 2 runners in scoring position. Lux at third, Kenny at second. And we'll see if Tabitha Hirsch can deliver. Hirsch singled and scored in the 3rd. Hirsch, a sophomore from Coral Springs, Florida. Long way from home. Couple warm weather states represented on this Southern Maine roster. Neka Diaz from San Antonio, Texas as well. Sun's starting to peek out now at UMB softball field. Will it shine on the Beacons? 3-3 the score. First base open here with 1 out. That gives Greenspan a little leeway. Now quick timeout called here as Gigi Braga will have a conversation with Tully at second. Making sure to get on the same page. Bilotta at third, Braga at short, Tully at second, Gata at first, Danahy in left, Paulina in center, and Bonilla in right. The pitch. Just missed. Sarah Jamo cheering on her team. 6th-year head coach working at third. So the Maine trailed 3-1 entering the 6th. That's popped back foul, and we'll do it again. Back and forth ball game throughout. Both teams have had a lot of action on the base paths, but no one is pulled away. Rolled down to first. Runner stays put over at third. Now they got her in a rundown. Now she dives home, and the throw gets away. In safely is Taylor Lux, and the Beacons have flubbed their lines. Well, that was just a mistake by the first baseman, Gata. She turned down the easy out at first. She got preoccupied with Taylor running home, and then in that situation, you so often coach the fielder, you've got to run all the way toward the base runner. Gata just sort of pulled up and gave Lux enough space to slide home safely, and then the throw got away to compound the error. So as it stands right now, Southern Maine has its first lead of the day after Lux came home safely.
First base number 14, Alexis
Hirsch
Brown.
gets aboard on the fielder's choice. She was out at first. Okay, so she did get the out at first. That's my mistake. But put the ball in play to force the mistake and the run. No correction. They're going to say she was safe at first and advanced to second. The throw got away at home and allowed Kenny to move to third. So same situation here. This is Alexis Brown back into the mix. Southern Maine pinch run for her. She watches that ball in the dirt. 4-3 the score. Southern Maine in front for the first time this afternoon. We're in extra innings. Beacons will bat in the bottom of the 8th. But can the Huskies add insurance? Rolled back up the middle. Gonna have to be a quick play at home, and the runner's safe. Head first slide for Kenny. It's 5-3 Huskies. 2 missed plays at the plate, and that could end up costing the Beacons this game. Back-to-back fielder's choice RBIs. I've now charged an error on the throw home. Unearned run there. No RBI for Hirsch. But it will be an RBI for Alexis Brown. Messy scorecard here in the 8th, but it's beautiful to Southern Maine. That one pressed foul, first base side. Greenspan's given it everything she has. 146 pitches. But she's now in line for the loss. And the danger continues here. We're back at the top of the order with Aaron Martin. Still time for UMass Boston no matter what happens here. Gigi Braga, Giovanna Bonilla, and the 9-hole hitter due up. See if Gata bats for herself. That's fouled away. Gata, the E3 that allowed the 4-3 lead for Southern Maine. And the RBI fielder's choice off the bat of Brown. Hasn't been the best contact, but it worked. Great eye by the second baseman, Tully, with the runner in her face. But the run comes home, and all of a sudden, it's 3 in front for Southern Maine. 6-3 here in the top of the 8th.
Second baseman number 23, Brittany Plowman.
RBI for Martin. Scored Hirsch from third. And the line keeps on moving. Brown at second now. Plowman the lefty. 2-run homer by Kenny in the 6th. 3 more here in the 8th. That's how Southern Maine's taking the lead. That's off the batter. Sun shining brightly now. Wind is calmed down. The Beacons are 3 behind. Strike called. What a day for Greenspan. 7 2/3. Just 6 hits allowed. But she's given up 6 runs and only 4 of them earned. The 5 walks have been costly. Braga's got it at short. Good arm to first. And now the Beacons have some work to do in the bottom of the frame. An error on a throw home, a fielder's choice RBI, and an RBI ground out by Southern Maine put the Huskies in front 6-3. But this one's not over yet. We go bottom of the 8th. Decision time at UMB softball field. I'm Kevin Gale. This is the Beacons Broadcast Network. Southern Maine took its first lead of the day with 3 runs in the top half of this 8th inning. Now the Beacons look for an answer. 7-8-9 due up here. Gigi Braga leading things off. She's been great today, offensively and defensively. The lefty, who's electric in that left-hand box, gets out quick and looked at a ball low. Singled in the 2nd, RBI single in the 3rd. A couple great defensive plays, including a good arm there to end the top of the 8th. That one's just foul, third base side. Jess Greenspan has thrown 156 pitches for UMass Boston. Her counterpart, Amber Kelly, now at 120. And that's called a strike. They've gone deep today. Kelly's given up more hits, 9 to be exact. But she's kept the walks down, just 2 issued along with 6 strikeouts. That really the difference makers. The Beacons had some chances to add insurance. Deep in the hole, and Braga's going to be safe. She's got speed to burn, and she's back aboard again on her 2nd infield single. It's going to take a great play by Lux after Davis went flying past it. So this one's not over yet, folks. Giovanna Bonilla, the right fielder, you could say she's due. Struck out twice, called out once for leaving the box early. Fouled that one into the gear of our umpire, Paul Lacasse. Richard Landry on the bases today. We're in the first extra inning here in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Both games set for 7. We'll take a 20-minute break between games and then be back with you here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. The pitch. Grounded down to third. Davis comes up throwing. That's low, and it gets away. On to third goes Braga. Advancing to second is Bonilla, and the tying run is coming to the plate. They'll charge an error on the throw that allowed those runners to advance. Boy, defensive errors could end up deciding this entire game today. It was Gata who committed a costly error trying to throw home. Little indecision during a rundown that allowed that go-ahead run to score for Southern Maine in the top of the inning. And now here she comes to the plate with a chance to tie. Fouls that one away. Bilotta on deck. Encouragement for Gata from the crowd. Told her she's flying wide open. Just to tighten up that swing, get something to drive here. Braga at third. Bonilla at second. That's lined to the second baseman. Quickly over to first in time for the out. So Braga comes home to score. 6-4 now. Just one out here after the RBI ground out. Picked up by Gata.
Third baseman number 13.
Amber Kelly willing to trade runs for outs here. Tying run still at the dish. Just needs to focus in on her. Ari Bilotta on base 3 times today. Couple walks and a single. Also a run scored way back in the bottom of the first. Called a strike there. We're in the first extra inning, bottom of the 8th. 6-4, Southern Maine in front. Trying to complete this comeback. Rolled foul just outside the bag at third. Leadoff single, throwing error, ground out. Bilotta's ready. Ropes that one down to first, off the glove of the first baseman. Can she get back to the bag? No! Run scores, 6-5. Beacon still alive. And again, the defense getting oh so costly now.
Sal walked off. Sal walked off. Sal walked off.
And we've just found out that Sal Frashino has picked up a walk-off winner for the UMass Boston baseball team next door. So a whole lot happening here at UMass Boston. And this game's not over yet. One out, runner on first. Ari Bilotta. For that sharply hit ball down to first, evaded Brown. And Kira Pressmack has a chance to keep this game going. Or correction, they're going to go to Tori DiCenzo. Swings at the first pitch, ropes it to left field for a base hit. How about this comeback by UMass Boston? Tying run at second base. Winning run at first. Kelly Danahy, the lefty, will bat. Jess Greenspan couldn't slam the door. For UMass Boston, Amber Kelly running into the same fate now. Lifted high in the air to the left fielder, Kenny. Calls off for infielder and makes the catch for out number 2. Beacons down to their last out here in game 1 of this doubleheader. It's up to Roxy Vento, the cleanup hitter. It's reached a couple times today on fielder's choices. That pitch gets away. Both runners advance. Oh, boy. Mistakes all over the place. Passed ball. In crunch time, Vento gave it everything she had, but fouled it away. Bilotta at third. Vincenzo at second. One run to tie, 2 to win. Vento's ready, takes 2 high. Despite all this noise and all the pressure, if Kelly can get one out here, she's done. Line to left. Perfectly placed for Kenny. Took one step in, then faded back and made the grab to strand those 2 runners in scoring position and seal up a thrilling 6-5 comeback win for Southern Maine in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Well, Kelly pushed it as far as she could go. She goes 8 complete frames through 126 pitches, allowed 2 earned runs, struck out 6. And the hero of this game is going to go in the books as Hannah Kenny, 2-run homer to tie in the 6th. And then Southern Maine pushed across 3 runs in the top of the 8th. It was that costly throw home in a rundown by Gaeta, the first baseman, that led to that rally. 3 runs for the Huskies, only 2 of them on ground out RBIs. Final line today for Jess Greenspan. 8 complete innings. She gave up 6 runs, 4 of them earned, 5 walks, 1 K. She threw 156 pitches, 2 hits for Pressmack, Tully, and Braga. Braga also drove in a run. Tully drove in a pair. So this one's in the books. UMass Boston falls to 9-18, 1-4 in the conference, and we'll step aside for 20 minutes. Game 2 of this doubleheader coming up. I'm Kevin Gale. Stay with us on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Leading off for the Huskies.
And we welcome you back to the Beacons Broadcast Network, all set for game number 2 of this Tuesday afternoon doubleheader between the University of Southern Maine and the UMass Boston Beacons. And there's a first shot down to third, snagged there by Arianna Bilotta. Very similar to the last game, first pitch off the arm of Jess Greenspan, and it was a line out. Like deja vu all over again. So Greenspan, after throwing 150-plus pitches in game number 1, is back out here to start game number 2. 2 pitches, 2 outs. And it's good to see a couple teams who understand this diamond doesn't have lights. So as the sun continues to set, they've got to keep this moving along. Game 1 went into extra innings. 8th inning, 3 runs across for the Huskies. UMass Boston hit back with a pair, but stranded the tying and go-ahead runs on base to end the game and give Amber Kelly the 8th-inning complete game victory. Greenspan gave everything she had, but took the loss after pitching all 8 innings. And why not continue on here in game number 2? That pitch was too high. To the third batter up here with 2 gone and nobody on. Courtney Davis back in the mix after starting at third in game number 1. Greenspan working quickly. That ball lofted high and deep to the right fielder. What a diving snag on the warning track to make the catch. Tremendous sprawling effort by Giovanna Bonilla. Web gem. And after 3 great defensive plays, the top of the first comes to an end. We didn't even have the time to introduce you to anyone. So we'll stay right here as the bottom of the first inning is about to commence. We'll give you the starting batting order for UMass Boston coming into this game, trying to snap now a 4-game losing streak after dropping to 1-4 in the Little East after losing game 1 of today's doubleheader. Batting leadoff, playing at third base, Arianna Bilotta back at that position. Batting second, Kira Pressmark. She'll play in left field. Kelly Danahy will play at second base and bat third here in game number 2. Roxy Vento back behind the dish. She'll bat cleanup. The DP, designated player, Alyssa Tully, wearing number 14, will bat in the 5-hole. Playing in center field, Taylor Paulina. She'll bat 6th. The 7-hitter playing in right field, as you just saw on that sparkling defensive play, Giovanna Bonilla. She's followed by Gigi Braga, who had a couple base hits and an RBI along with some great defensive snags of her own at shortstop in game number 1. She'll bat in the 8th spot. Cassidy Gaeta will bat in the 9th spot and play again at first base. Jess Greenspan, the flex player, she starts in the circle. On the other side, it's going to be Erin Martin batting leadoff for Southern Maine. Brittany Plowman will bat second. She plays at second base. Courtney Davis, the catcher. Hannah Kenny, the first baseman and hero from game number 1, had the 2-run homer to tie things up. Taylor Lux will play at short. Brody Cross will play in center.
Leading off for the Beacons, third base.
Amber Kelly, starting pitcher in the last game, will start in left field. Tabitha Hirsch gets the start here at third base in game number 2. And Kaylee Boham, the designated player, will bat 9th in the order, with Alexis Brown in the circle, ERA leader for this team. Arianna Bilotta batting here, lucky number 13, fouls a couple pitches away. That one goes off the storage shed next door. Southern Maine now 16-12 overall this year. 5-2 mark in the Little East, climbing the standings now. Back and forth battle in game 1. We expect more here in game 2. That pitch too high. Bilotta staying patient here after fouling off a couple pitches. Just a few changes, as we pointed out. Essentially the same lineups we saw in game number 1, and down to first goes Bilotta.
Left field,
Kira
number 12,
Pressmark.
Pressmack.
Pressmack swings at the first pitch, rolls it down the first base line, and gets tangled up with the first baseman. Ball rolled foul. Kira Pressmack was pinch run for late in game number 1, but was able to get aboard with a single in that bottom of the 8th inning. Good rally for UMass Boston there. Had an opportunity to tie or take the lead, but it ended with a fly out to left field, and it was a close play. Kenny, for a moment in left field, looked like she came in too far to make the last snag, but reached up just in time to end the ball game. Clouds have crept back over again, temperatures dipping. Fresh coffee around the scorer's table here. Everybody trying their best to stay warm. We're scheduled for 7. We'll see how far we go. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. So Pressmack is gone for the first time today.
The second baseman, number 8, Kelly Danahy.
Danahy now, the lefty. Danahy batting in her same spot as game 1. Went just 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Trying to get back on the right side of things, and she puts a charge into this one. Straightaway center field, but the catch is made. Brody Cross cruised over to the alley just in time to make the catch. That's out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. Still looking for that first score.
The catcher, number 9, Roxy Vento.
Roxy Vento, the catcher. Swings away at that pitch. Little looper into center field, and that'll drop for a base knock. So Vento picks up her first base hit of the day after going 0 for 4 in game 1. She did get aboard twice on fielder's choices. Also scored.
Designated player number 14, Alyssa Tully.
So Bilotta at second. Brown trying to find the zone here. Beacon staying aggressive, chasing that sun. Always tough when the first game of a doubleheader goes into extra innings, especially when there are no lights at the field. Do our best to get as many games in the books as we can. Pop straight up, and then it'll get out of play. One ball, 2 strike count here. The pitch by Brown. Roped foul, and a good catch there. Just in front of the bullpen for Southern Maine. Huskies looking for a second straight Little East Conference sweep. Taking on the reigning conference champions here as that one goes foul over the top of the Clark Athletic Center. Multi-purpose facility with the basketball arena and the hockey rink as well. 2 gone, 2 on. No score here. Roller back up the middle. Tough play across the diamond, but in time, and the first inning comes to an end. No score here. Game 2 of the doubleheader. We go to the second on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Hannah Kenny bats here to lead off the second inning. The University of Southern Maine continuing through their 8-game road trip that will continue with a non-conference doubleheader at Bates College tomorrow. Great off-speed offering there by Greenspan. Kenny pops that up to the shortstop. Braga's got it. Out number 1. So Kenny listed on the roster wearing number 27. Showed up at the Diamond today wearing number 20. And the Oxford, Maine native will take a seat. First pitch called a strike to Taylor Lux, senior shortstop and second baseman, middle infielder. Went to Thornton Academy in Maine. Swinging away, that's popped up down the left field line into the corner, and the catch is made. Quickly 2 up and 2 down, 5 in a row retired.
The center fielder, number 7, Brooke Cross.
Leading away with another good pitch for a strike. Game gets a lot easier when you can get ahead in the count as a pitcher. Greenspan throws. That's a little bit high. Wind starting to kick up again. Certainly not ideal conditions, but what we've come to realize as routine here in quote-unquote Boston spring, and catch is made in right field, and that's going to do it.
In the top of the second,
Bonilla already with a couple putouts today in right, and we are just on our way to the bottom of the second inning. Beacons trying to split this doubleheader against Southern Maine, and we'll be back after this on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
In the bottom of the second inning, the center fielder, number 15, Taylor Paulina.
Taylor Paulina will set things off here in the bottom of the second inning, as that one's well up and in. Off the right hand of the starting pitcher for Southern Maine. Alexis Brown watches that pitch turned around. Can of corn to right field. And the catch is made there for out number 1. Well, we mentioned earlier that two-headed monster at the top of this staff for Southern Maine. Amber Kelly now leading the way with 8 wins this year after picking up the victory in Game 1 of today's Double Dip. Also leads the team with 16 appearances. Now 8 complete games as well, as she really got her money's worth as Game 1 went to an extra inning. Also now a team leader with 78 innings pitched. Alexis Brown does have the edge, though, with a 2.59 ERA. That one grounded back foul. Bonilla already with a highlight catch today, the native of Queens, New York. Went to Archbishop Malloy. Gigi Braga waiting on deck. Pitch bounced in the dirt. No worse for the wear, though, as nobody's on base here. Still looking for that first score here in the bottom of the second inning. Scheduled for 7. How far can we go? Wind whipping now across the diamond left to right. Brown throws. That's too far outside. Bonilla presses that foul down the third base line. Still looking for her first base hit today. Went 0 for 4 in the opener. She did reach third in the bottom of the 8th inning. Had a chance to tie the game. Bounced away from the left-hand batter. Count full now, 3-2 with 1 gone. In this scoreless tie. Chilly conditions here. Advantage to the pitchers as that one missed low and away, and now Gigi Braga will bat. Braga bobbing her head as she so often does. Definitely the liveliest Beacons player on this field.
Shortstop, number 3, Gigi Braga.
Start bouncing around between games as well. Trying to get her teammates together, huddled up for game 2. Looking for a rally here to split the double. Got out of the box quick, rolled it down to third. Tough play, and everybody's safe. That's a tough play. The third baseman playing in had to charge the ball. Seemed pretty crisp off the bat. Braga runs well down to first. It would have taken a great throw to get her, and they're going to give her credit for the infield single. I certainly think that's the right call.
The first baseman, number 22, Cassidy Gaeta.
And that's certainly the key to Braga's success. She's playing a game of pinball out there. Just wants to put it in play and maybe force a mistake with her speed. So a couple Beacons on base here. Cassidy Gaeta, freshman first baseman. She is due for an extra base knock. Got a lot of power behind that rookie bat. Native of North Reading, Massachusetts. Now the conversation in the circle. We don't have a lot of time for that here in game number 2 with the sun setting. So Braga continues her great day. 4 singles in 6 at-bats. Strike called there to Gaeta. Ball outside, and the bases are loaded with Beacons. Could this be the rally they need to take the early lead? 1 gone. Sac fly very much in play here for lucky number 13, Arianna Bilotta. Already back to the top of the order, and Alexis Brown is up against it now.
Bilotta
walked, I should say, first time up. Worked a walk. Brown looking for that double play ball off the bat. That's fouled back. So much tougher to turn a double play on a softball diamond with the short base paths. Saw quite a few plays at the plate in game number 1. quick hitters and force the pitchers to come home and turn the double play 1-2-3 in order. The pitch. Taken for a strike on the outer edge. Golden RBI opportunity for Arianna Bilotta. She rolls that down the first base line. This could do the trick. No throw to be made. Infield single. Run scores. Giovanna Bonilla taps the plate, and it's 1-0 UMass Boston. Bilotta picks up her second RBI of the day. She also cashed in the 9th inning. Or should I say 8th inning of game number 1.
The left fielder, number 12, Kira Pressmack.
That's popped up foul, third base side. Kira Pressmack now. Pressmack, the sophomore, stands just 5'1". Lefty from Houston, Texas, watches that one sail up and in. And a big chance for UMass Boston to jump out to a healthy lead. They went up 3-1 in game number 1 and couldn't hold off the Huskies. Pressmack sprays it down the line, hooking, just foul. And that was close. If that drops in, that'll score at least 1, maybe 2. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Sacrifice very much in play. Bilotta's already cashed in with the RBI single. Alexis Brown working in the circle. Now gets a new softball. See a little frustration there. She tosses into her glove. Pressmack, the sophomore, awaits. Righty facing lefty. Got a piece. We'll do it again. 1-2. Bases loaded with Beacons. Pressmack lines it to center. Catch made for out number 2. Runners stay put. And that's a great throw to the plate. Heck of a cannon in center field by Brody Cross. And if anyone had tested their luck, she would have thrown him out.
Second baseman, number 8, Kelly Danahy.
Danahy now with the bases still juiced. First pitch is a high strike. Braga runs well at third. It gives you an idea of how good that throw was from Cross in center to keep her stationary at the hot corner. 1-0 the score here. Beacons looking for more. Swing and a miss. Chase the high, fast stuff again. And Danahy, the freshman, is behind. 0-2. Brown works quick. Fouled away. And let's hope that's the name of the game here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. 6:32 in the Eastern Time Zone. Not as light as it could be with a lot of gray, thick clouds hanging overhead. The pitch. Rolled foul, maybe off the foot. Danahy looking for a battle here. Gets an atta girl from Gigi Braga. Bases full of Beacons. The pitch. That's outside for ball 1. Stringing together those multi-run innings. Tough to come by for the Beacons in game 1. A lot of traffic on the base paths. Didn't score enough runs. Fouled away. Good battle here. Danahy got a piece. Roxy Vento waiting behind her. 1 run already in. Bilotta got credit for the RBI, and what a snag behind home plate. Davis kept it a 1-0 game. Brown throws. That's too high. Good take there by the freshman. The Beacons and their fans ready to erupt. Skied into left field. Could be trouble, and it's gloved right behind third base. Hirsch took a funny path to the ball. It was cutting toward the line, but the catch is made, and UMass leaves them loaded, but not before Arianna Bilotta checks in with her first RBI single of the day, and it's 1-0 UMass Boston as we head top third here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Amber Kelly leads things off here for Southern Maine in the top half of the third inning. Jess Greenspan working with a 1-0 lead. Hot shot down to the corner. Braga picks it up, but too little too late. Hard hit single off the glove at third.
Third baseman number 17, Tabitha Hirsch.
So Kelly is aboard. Bilotta did well to get some leather on it at the hot corner and knock it down. Keep it on the infield and limit the damage to a single. Greenspan, who's logging all the innings today. Missed a little high. Gator ready down at first for a swinging bunt. That's knobbed down, beautifully placed. Bilotta forced to throw it, gets there in time. The third baseman played it well. Would have been nearly impossible for Gaeta to turn and make that throw. Similar situation for Greenspan. So, great job by the sophomore to barrel down and make that play. One gone here, runner in scoring position though. That's Kelly at the Keystone. Kaylee Bohan batting here in this spot. DP in the 8-hole. First plate appearance of the day, did not appear in game one. Just one hit so far, and that was Kelly to lead off this inning. Greenspan trying to protect that 1-0 lead. The record-setting pitcher and hurler of the year last year in the Little East Conference. Held opponents to a .271 batting average against last year. Giving up a few more runs in hits comparatively here in 2018. Issues the walk there.
Left field number 13, Aaron Martin.
So Bohan aboard for the first time today, the Bedford, New Hampshire native. Greenspan with a couple runners aboard. Throws that pitch outside and low. Aaron Martin at the top of the order for the second consecutive game. Couple RBIs in game 1, 0 for 1 here in game 2. Grounded down to third. Straight to the bag goes Bilotta, long throw across the diamond, not in time. Ari Bilotta, strong thus far, playing down there at third. Gigi Braga, who looked so good next to her in game 1, kept at least a couple runs off the board. Now it's Plowman, 0 for 1 here in game 2. 0 for 6 in the doubleheader today. You could say she's due. Gets out of the box, takes a strike. Greenspan creeping toward 200 pitches thrown today. Swing and a miss. Greenspan carrying a 3.18 ERA this year. Doesn't strike out a lot of batters, but manages the game well. Fastball again, steady diet here. All underclassmen pitching staff for Natalia Ardagna. Ardagna watches that one fouled back. Ardagna in her 11th season. Matching wits with Sarah Jamo, 6th-year head coach on the other side. Two outs, 2 on. 1-0 lead for the Beacons. Top of the 3rd inning. Scheduled for 7. That's low and away. Underhand grab by Vento behind the dish. And they're howling in the Southern Maine dugout again. Looking for a pitch to hit on 2-2. Plowman the lefty. Takes low and in. Full count, 2 outs. 2 Huskies aboard. Let's see if Greenspan can throw one past Plowman. Back to the circle, called off by the second baseman. Good communication there, and the side is retired. 1-0 Beacons lead. They'll be back to bat after this.
For your Beacons, the catcher, number 9, Roxy Vento.
1 run on 3 hits for UMass Boston. No runs on 1 hit for Southern Maine. Cleanup hitter and catcher Roxy Vento leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Beacons dropped game 1 6-5 in 8 innings. So they went 1 extra frame as that one is poked foul off the Clark Athletic Center next door. Call for new baseballs, or new softballs here, I should say. Trying to keep a lively pace here as the sun keeps setting. Alexis Brown in the circle. That one is also pressed foul. Bento just a little behind on these pitches from Brown. Starter in game 2. Bento 1 for 1 though.
No. Just walk over and get it.
Ground ball, shortstop, comes up firing. 6-3, the easy put out. Lux to Kenny. 1 out recorded.
The designated player, number 14, Alyssa Tully.
Tully now. Swings at the first pitch. Hard shot down to third. Good extension at first. And a nice snag by Kenny off a quick trigger from Hirsch. So Alyssa Tully gone. 2 in a row retired here in the third. Beacon still in front, 1-0.
Center field, number 15, Taylor Paulina.
Now Paulina will bat. Swings the first pitch, lifts it to shallow center. Can anyone get there? No! Falls between Lux and Plowman. Teammates checking on each other to make sure everyone's okay. Plowman wearing that big mask, protective face gear at second base. Like she's working out that left leg. May have fallen on it a bit funny. So time taken here. As Sarah Jamo, head coach for Southern Maine, goes out to check on her second baseman. Going to get her to run back and forth a little bit to make sure everything's in good condition. So Southern Maine, by virtue of the victory in game number 1 today, finds itself at 5-2 in the Little East, trying to keep pace with UMass Dartmouth at the top of the standings. As for the Beacons, they find themselves slipping further down the standings now, floating around with Keene State in the 6th spot, and then a couple winless teams at the bottom of the standings, Western Connecticut State and Rhode Island College. Rhode Island College swept by Southern Maine in a weekend doubleheader leading into this series. Long road trip for Southern Maine. Been good on the road this year. Now an 11-10 record when away from campus. The pitch. Chased it. And she's gone. So Bonilla goes around too far. And the inning comes to an end. We go to the 4th. UMass Boston still in front by 1 here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Leading off for the Huskies, the catcher, number 33, Courtney Davis.
Courtney Davis, the senior catcher, leads away here in the top half of the 4th inning. 1-0 score in favor of UMass Boston. Arianna Bilotta picked up the RBI single in the bottom of the second and records another out from her spot at the hot corner. Wicked fast glove, good arm. Been impressed with Braga and Bilotta on those throws across the diamond today. Gaeta extending well at first. Greenspan continues on. .32 pitches thrown here in game 2. Nearly 160 in game 1. Off-speed pitch, leaped a little high. Greenspan, the designated player in both games. Or should I say the flex player in both games, my mistake. It's not batted today, focusing on her pitching. Saw Amber Kelly batting for herself in the opener for Southern Maine. She picked up the win in 8 innings. She was spelled by Alexis Brown to start game number 2. Kelly playing in right field here. That one squirts away from Vento behind the dish. Braga's got another one. Have a day, Gigi. Quick reaction times all over the diamond.
Shortstop, number 19, Taylor Lux.
Now covered in dirt, and that's a good look. Sign of a job well done. She'll shake off some of that dust. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. And there's a snag at third. How about these left side infielders? Bilotta and Braga. Game over. You hit it their way, you're in trouble. Still 1-0 UMass Boston. The Beacons bat up next. I'm Kevin Gale. This is the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Leading off for UMass Boston, the bottom of the 4th inning. Shortstop, number 3, Gigi Braga.
Gigi Braga's just out here having fun today. Bouncing around, making plays, driving in a couple runs. Had a lightsaber fight in the on-deck circle. Now the lefty will try to get back aboard against Alexis Brown. Rolls it to the shortstop. Can she beat her with the throw? Took a perfect one and just barely got her on a bang-bang play. That's her game, and it works well. Put it in play, beat it out to first, but this time, Lux had the arm.
First baseman number 22, Cassidy Gaeta.
Cassidy Gaeta back up there now. Both teams doing well to get up there and take their hacks as we race against the setting sun. The 9-hitter making her first plate appearance here in the bottom of the 4th. UMass Boston in front. Arianna Bilotta, the difference maker thus far. Bilotta, excuse me. My lips are starting to freeze. getting harder and harder to get some of these letters out. It's been an exciting day of softball, though. Back and forth throughout. We got started at 3:30 Eastern time, creeping toward the 7 o'clock hour, and it's getting bitterly cold now. Smoke to right, but right into the waiting glove of Amber Kelly. 2 up, 2 down. And now it's Aaron Martin. We're back at the top of the order. Or excuse me, Ari Bilotta. I can't. Poor Ari, I can't get her name in this inning.
Base number 13, Ari Bilotta.
Ari Bilotta. RBI single first time up, waited as long as she could, and just got to be, somebody jokingly says, what was that? Bilotta's walked, singled, driven in a run. Ari recorded 3 putouts on defense as well. Strike zone expanding. Press back on deck if we get to her. Too high. Steady diet of fastballs. Brown, the sophomore in the circle from Malden, Mass, stands 5'9". It's about 8 inches taller than her counterpart. Jess Greenspan getting the start for UMass Boston, listed at 5'1". The pitch from Brown. Off speed, timed up but fouled. And off the storage shed. Following this doubleheader, the Beacons will travel to take on Salem State on Thursday in a non-conference doubleheader at 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Beacons are 9 and 18 after dropping game 1 of this doubleheader 6-5. You can hear that wind whipping across the microphone now. They'll get back to conference play against UMass Dartmouth on Saturday. Noon start here at home. We'll have that broadcast for you on the Beacons Broadcast Network. That's too high and a walk. Bilotta goes to first, and Kira Pressmack will dig in from the left-hand box.
Left field number 12, Kira Pressman.
So Brown lost Bilotta, and now she'll face the left fielder who's 0 for 2, and that one sailed well high. Pressmack went too far. Trying to get out of the box quick. Rolled foul down the third base line. Easily read by Hirsch. Standing along the chalk, crept in about as far as she can safely go. Bilotta runs well. She's at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. 1-0 lead for the Beacons. Popped up. Troubling spot, but the shortstop Lux gets over in time to make the play. 4 innings in the books were scheduled for 7. Beacons have the 1-0 lead over Southern Maine. We'll be back on the Beacons Broadcast Network. Middle of the order due up here for Southern Maine, beginning with
Leading off the top of
Brooke
the
Cross.
for the Huskies. Center fielder, number 7, Brooke Cross.
hitter of the week in the conference. 0 for 1 here in game number 2. Jess Greenspan has pitched every pitch of the game thus far to go along with her complete 8 innings in game 1. 1-0 the advantage. Ari Bilotta, the lone tally on the scoreboard. RBI single. That ball is lifted to left field. Pressmack got there in time. Had some trouble with it, but eventually laid out to make the catch. Went back, came in, and a good result. Seen some awesome defensive plays on both sides, but Beacons have had the better gloves. Trying to protect that lead here. First pitch, called a strike, low but in the zone. Kelly's back up there, has the lone hit here in game number 2 against Greenspan. Checks that play card on the wrist. Roped into center, and that's going to drop again. So Kelly's figured something out. She's 2 for 2.
Third baseman, number 17, Tabitha Hirsch.
Tabitha Hirsch batting in the 8th spot. First official plate appearance here. Greenspan spinning that softball. Leads away with another strike. Recipe is so simple. Get ahead in the count, and good things happen. We've got the analytics now to prove it. It's been the recipe to Greenspan's success today. Southern Maine has forced her deep in a few counts. But for the most part, Greenspan's had the control. It was really just that one mistake pitch to Kenny for the 2-run homer, and it wasn't a grandiose shot in the 6th inning of game 1. Kenny just sort of lofted it opposite way and handed it just enough to lift it up into the wind and let it carry out to right field, where that wind continues to whip left to right. Runner at first, 1 out. Pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Beacon's trying to split this double dip. Did she go too far? Quick appeal back behind home plate. No, she didn't. Full count here to Hirsch. Got her. Off speed, strike 3.
The designated player, number 16, Kaylee Bowen.
First strikeout of game 2 for Jess Greenspan. She's gone 4 2/3, trying to close out the 5th. Leave that runner on first. Kaylee Bohan back up there, the 9-hitter. True lefty. Press smack, did she get there? No. Dropped just in front of her, and dangerous throw into second base. Good thing Danahy was ready for it.
Number 13,
something you don't love to see from your underclassmen. I know you'd take that out, but a lot worse can happen than good. So now Greenspan's got to work. Aaron Martin's back up there, the leadoff hitter. 0 for 2 though today, here in game 2. Runners on first and second. Hirsch and Bohan. Southern Maine looking for a little two-out rally. Pitch. Low and away. Good pitch there, called a strike. High and tight, but found the plate. Southern Maine keeps on singing. Martin got a piece, fouled it back. And the Huskies are barking again. Greenspan in the circle. Pitcher and rookie of the year in this conference last year. Ripped foul down the first base line. Powerful swing down low. Press Martin got around on that one. Greenspan rewrote the record books. 21 wins. 197 and a third innings last year. She's gobbled up nearly 13 innings today, and this will get her there. Fifth inning comes to an end. Greenspan leaves a pair, and UMass Boston's run still standing up 1-0 in front of Southern Maine. We're scheduled for 7 in the back end of the doubleheader here on the Beacons Broadcast Network.
Bottom of the fifth inning, the second baseman, number 8, Kelly Danahy.
UMass Boston 1, Southern Maine 0. Alexis Brown back in the circle, bottom of the fifth inning. She looks in to the catcher. And Kelly Danahy standing in the left-hand box. That one fouled back. Danahy 0 for 2 here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Left a couple on base. Opportunities to drive in some runs. Pitch by Brown to Davis, too low. 2 balls and 1 strike. That lone run in the bottom of the second still standing up. Arianna Bilotta, infield single and an RBI. Gatus scored as that one just went foul. Braga was left on third, so an opportunity to rally there for more. Fell short. But luckily, Jess Greenspan continues firing in the circle. Through 5 complete innings thus far, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 K. Oh, great off-speed pitch. No chance there for Danahy. And the freshman from Kingston, Mass. is gone. Third K here in game 2 for Brown. 1 out, nobody on. Bento takes 2 low on the fastball. Bento 1 for 2. Catcher lifts that down the third base line into foul ground. Long run, and nobody gets there. Tough spot. Pitch by Brown, too high. Southern Maine has been successful on the road this year thanks to an outstanding road ERA. 2.57 in true road games. And how about this number at home? 1.82. Got a great staff of pitchers, headed by Kelly and Brown, who we've seen both today. Ackerson and Green have also recorded decisions for and against this year. Staff ERA of 3.22. That's sharp. Alyssa Tully bats here with a runner at first after the free pass. Grooved foul toward the bullpen for Southern Maine. And somebody's got to go get it. Time's running out. Need all the softballs we can get. Sun continues setting here as that's roasted foul. Tully out in front of that one, and that's why you got to be brave to play third base. That one rizzed right by the ear of Hirsch down there at the hot corner. And she's laughing about it. She takes another step in as that one's dangerously thrown low. Runner goes down to second. Late throw, well offline. Vento certainly not known for her base-stealing acumen, but when that one was unsettled back behind the plate, she got going. Smart play. UMass Boston looking for another run here. High in the sky to left, but the catch is made for the out into the glove of Aaron Martin. It'll be tough to hit a ball out of here with that wind blowing left to right. Better chance for a lefty to pull it out of here. And the air is thick and cold. A moist, chilly night. Chill to the bone. Good news, though. UMass Boston still got the lead. Trying to drive in another run for insurance here with 2 outs in the 5th. That's too high. Taylor Paulina. Swings through that pitch. Paulina, 1 hit for the day. 0 for 4 in the opener, 1 for 2 here in game 2. With Vento at second and 2 gone, trying to put something in play here. 100 pitches now for Alexis Brown. She throws. That's up and away. First base open, no more. Giovanna Bonilla started off this game with a web gem in right.
The right field, number 5,
a diving catch. And now she's got a couple runners aboard. Trying to add some insurance here for the Beacons. They couldn't make their 3-1 lead stand up in game 1. Can they hang on here with a 1-0 advantage? too high. Giovanna held off. 7-hitter in the order. Similar style to Gigi Braga, who will follow. Get out of the box quick, make contact, force the perfect throw to first. Strike called. Bonilla scored the lone run of this game. She swings and misses, and the 5th inning is over. We're scheduled for 7 here in the back end of the doubleheader. Beacons still have the lead over Southern Maine, 1-0 here on the Beacons Broadcast Network. UMass Boston 1, University of Southern Maine 0. 6th inning we go. Jess Greenspan now on for her 14th inning of work in this Tuesday doubleheader. She'll face a pinch hitter here. Kathleen Rattazzi, the freshman outfielder from Tuxedo, New York. First time we've seen the rookie in today's doubleheader. Replaces Brittany Plowman, utility player, as that one's bunted back foul into the screen. Pitchers duel here in game 2. 7 hits combined, 4 of them for UMass Boston. Arianna Bilotta has the lone RBI single. There's a swing and a miss.
The catcher, number 33, Courtney Davis.
Greenspan gets the K. 1 gone, nobody on. 5 outs left for Southern Maine to work with. Greenspan trying to split the double dip and pick up a win here. Courtney Davis, senior catcher and third baseman. Takes that bouncing ball in the dirt. Davis 0 for 2 here. In fact, the 1 through 7 hitters are 0 for the day. Or 0 for the game, I should say. The lone hits have come from Kelly and Bohan, the DP. Called a strike there. Sun is vanishing now, 7:19 in the Eastern time zone. Greenspan trying to take this win. Missed away. Here comes the Maine train again. Needs to generate a few more hits. Ooh, that's up and in. And a one-out walk distributed by Greenspan. Just the second walk of the game for Greenspan. And now we'll get a pinch runner. Sarah Howe back in. Second time we've seen her pinch run today. Similar story in game one.
Pinch running at first base for the Huskies, number 6, Sarah Howe.
And wisely, Courtney Davis comes back to the plate and
at the plate, first baseman, number 20.
shares some advice with
Hannah Kenny.
What did she see? Can they crack the riddle of Greenspan here in game two? 1-0 Beacons lead. Greenspan's given up just 3 hits. Slow roller. Tough throw to make, but it's on the money. Arianna Bilotta again. Ready when called upon, over and over.
The shortstop, number 19, Taylor Lux.
Now Lux will bat with a runner in scoring position. Greenspan trying to get through the 6th and take us to the 7th and final scheduled frame. Too low. Lux got aboard 3 times in the opener, twice via the walk against this pitcher. Fouled off the foot. Hey, go Tay. That's the chant. Framed but outside. Bento was looking for the ring up. Low strike. Greenspan will take it. 2 outs, runner at second. 1-0 lead for UMass Boston. Greenspan needs 4 more outs. High drive, that drifts foul. Can Pressmack get there? No. Reached over the fence, gave it her best effort, but will stay right here for another 2-2. Wind now blowing right into the batter's face. And across our microphone, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Lux went way over the top. And Greenspan gets the K. She has thrown 14 innings today, more than 200 pitches. And UMass Boston will try to add some insurance in the bottom of the 6th inning when we come back. 1-0 lead over Southern Maine. This is the Beacons Broadcast Network. Get up there, Gigi. 8-hitter nearly missed the call to the batter's box. Beacon's enjoying this 1-0 lead, having fun first base side. Roller. Gigi draws the errant throw. She's back aboard. I think she would have been safe anyway. Once again, I think she induced the shortstop into that throw, so by my book, she picks up her second hit here in game 2. She had 3 singles in game number 1, so I'm not a math major, but that is a 5-hit day for the Beacon shortstop.
The first baseman, number 22, Cassidy Gaeta.
Cassidy Gaeta now takes a first pitch strike. We're really fighting against the sunlight now. I think we're going to have enough to finish this off if Greenspan can work quickly in the top of the 7th. That's too low. There are a couple lights on the Clark Athletic Center that are doing just enough to add a little extra light. No direct stadium lighting on this field. Sometimes they say the camera makes it look lighter than it is, but looking at the video picture, it actually looks a little better in person. I think some of that setting sun is making it look a little bit darker on our camera than it is. But we're not going to be able to go too much longer. Boy, that's a great spot to put the camera, though, for that setting sun. That's a beautiful picture. Scenic night here in Boston. Although chilly. What else is new? Oh my goodness, look out in the on-deck circle. That fired right off the ankle of Arianna Bilotta, and one of the Beacons fans says, charge the hitter. Little friendly fire there. The pitch roasted to the right side. Could this be 2? Tossed to second for 1, not in time. Over to first, no throw in fact, so Braga's gone. She sprints off the field. And now let's see how that ankle feels for Arianna Bilotta. She's been outstanding here in game 2. Some sparkling defensive plays at third. She has the lone RBI single. That was back in the 2nd. Hopping around, looks okay so far. Alexis Brown still in the circle. Starter continues on. She's given up just 5 hits. None of them for extra bases. But she finds herself in line for a loss, pending a comeback in the 7th. Only 8 hits combined in a pitcher's duel. No surprise with the sun setting. There's understanding we got to keep this moving. Oh, and by the way, it's still cold. It's Boston in April. It's not spring. Should be a little better this weekend. Temperatures in the mid-50s. That's when the Beacons will be back on this diamond against UMass Dartmouth. That sails over the catcher, and on to second goes Gaeta. So the first baseman standing at second in scoring position with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th, scheduled for 7. UMass Boston lost the opener 6-5 in an extra inning. It went 8. Pitch too high, and there's a walk. Not too much damage done. Fills the empty spot left by Gaeta. Now we'll see the 2-hitter, Pressmack. Been running wild in left field. Covers a lot of ground. Pressmack is due, though, 0 for 3 with a K here in game 2. Drops that shallow left field. What a catch. You got to be kidding. Or no, they're going to say no catch. The home plate umpire making the call. Martin looked like she got there, or now. Did they throw to a base to get an out? Okay, so however it goes, the inning is over. And more importantly, if Greenspan can come out here and get 3 outs, then UMass Boston gets the win. We'll step aside momentarily and be back after this. Jess Greenspan took the loss in Game 1 after going 8 complete innings, but now is just 3 outs away from picking up a 1-0 complete game victory in Game 2. I'm Kevin Gale on the Beacons Broadcast Network. That ball is launched to left. Pressmack to the fence. She kept it in the yard. Off the end of her glove. Not sure if it would have crept over the yellow line, and now Pressmack is hurt. Little slow to get up there. Boy, nearly a spectacular catch. There were about 3 ways that could have gone. Number 1, it could have been out of here. Number 2, keep it in the yard. Number 3, make the catch for the out. So she got number 2, which is probably the serviceable answer if you're a Beacons fan. So the line continues. Cross, the player of the week in the conference, came through there and nearly tied it up with 1 swing. Now it's Kelly. She was the hero in Game 1 with a 2-run homer to tie in the 6th, then fouls that away right back toward us. Or excuse me, Kenny had the home run in Game 1. Kelly, though, 2 for 2 in this one. Greenspan threw nearly 160 pitches in Game 1. She's thrown 73 here. Again, she throws. Off speed, bring her up, sit her down.
Third baseman, number 17, Tabitha Hirsch.
Kelly's gone. Here's Hirsch. Jess Greenspan 2 outs away from picking up her team-leading 5th win of the year. A little high for ball 1. Bento catching a great game behind the plate. Just 4 hits for Southern Maine. Cross on second. Too low. Boy, that strikeout helped a lot. Got to think with nobody out and a runner on second. Good pitch for a called strike. Because of the setting sun, the idea of typically sacrificing that runner over to third and then a sac fly for the tying run probably goes out the window. You're playing for the win here or nothing. Quick appeal to the middle, and I say no. 7:34 Eastern time. Sun's almost gone. We need to decide a winner. Greenspan throws a bullet for a strike. Hirsch trying to work that count, but the strike zone is getting wider. The pitch taken for a called strike 3. You gotta know that that's coming. Great stuff by Greenspan After a leadoff double, she struck out a pair, and now it's last tax for Bohan. 1-0 the score. Top of the 7th. 1-0 lead for UMass Boston. Roller to the second baseman, over to first, in time, and UMass Boston wins it. They strand the tying run at second base, and what a finish to this ball game.
University of Southern Maine 0.
Great defensive work around the diamond. Danahy made the decisive out. Greenspan gets the win after going 7 complete. No runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. She threw 82 pitches to go along with the 160 plus she threw in game 1. So she goes 1-1 on the day. Arianna Bilotta gets credit for the lone RBI single in the 2nd inning. So we thank you for tuning in. It's a split doubleheader for UMass Boston. They pick up the victory in Game 2 to go to 10-18 this season, 2-4 in the Little East. Thanks so much to our crew on site today. Seth Orensky, the producer, Tom Nolan, the director, Cassie Murphy on camera. I'm Kevin Gale saying so long for now, and thanks for tuning in to the Beacons Broadcast Network.